I've been trekking for many years, and for me, when I go out for my treks, I have to camp on my own, I have to do everything on my own. So, cooking is the biggest issue on a trek. And whatever we do is we generally carry a butane burners on a trek, and these butane burners are generally imported. They're very difficult to get in our country, and that's one of the reasons why trekking in our country has not grown. Is it's for a very inconsequential reason, is that cooking on treks is not easy. And suddenly I come across this Multigas from Sree LPG, who is one of the largest LPG companies of our country, who have come up with these canisters of butane gas for trekkers. I used this on this recent Gidara Bugyal trek, and oh boy, am I impressed. I thought they were better than those imported butane gas cylinders that I have used across the world. And this has astonished me, the performance of it, which is what I'm going to talk to you about now. But I wanted to test it out, so I took this on a complete 5-day winter trekking expedition, even to a very high altitude of 13.5-14,000 feet, where the atmospheric pressure changes, where the temperature is sub-zero. It was always in the minus 10, minus around 7, -7 to -10, and it was extremely cold. So I wanted to see how this functions in such extreme weather. Now I have to be frank with you. At a lower altitude, as we are now, right now I'm at 11,000 feet. At 11,000 feet, it works beautifully. I can boil a 2-liter water in 6 minutes. But at high altitude, when I was at around 13,500 feet, it took us about 12 to 15 minutes to boil that same water. It's a longer wait. Sometimes it even took longer to do that. So that is a kind of a reference which will help you if you're cooking things. It does take maybe 2.5 times longer when you're cooking at high altitudes, especially in the middle of the winter where everything is ice. So basically we have to convert ice into water and water into something edible. So this multi-gas cylinder is about 220 grams, which is extremely lightweight. For this entire trek of 5 days, for 5 of us, we used 4 of these cylinders. So you can imagine how efficient it is, especially when we are in very high altitudes and low atmospheric pressure, extremely cold at minus temperatures. All put together in the entire 5-day trek, we used only 4 of these canisters. So they're extremely efficient and extremely lightweight. At 220 grams, you don't feel it, unlike the butane cylinders which I've carried in the past, which I would always feel the weight after some time. They come within a very easy to open cap. It has instruction manuals kept inside and the nozzles which are like this. And that's it. But the biggest innovation which Sree LPG brought in is not in this gas, but is in this burner that you see here. Because this is the burner which creates that efficiency in actually using the gas, in spreading it out, in keeping it at the right temperature and putting in the right flow that is required. That is the secret of any camping stove. A camping stove has to be extremely efficient. For me to get maximum out of this, I need this to perform at its best. And this is what it does beautifully. In fact, this is where I was impressed the most. It did this better than most of these foreign butane gas stoves that I have used. I want to show you how this even, in a very practical way, how this even works very well. So it has these wings for you to kind of put your vessels on top of it, but these wings fold so beautifully that I don't have to do much. I just have to fold it. I fold the legs back in, and then I put it in this pouch, and that's it. In less than a minute, my entire thing is packed, and I can put it in any corner of my sleeping bag, and I'm done with it. So that's it. So now one of the biggest problems that I've always found while using this butane cylinders or butane stove while I've been trekking is in lighting it, because lighting it I always need to carry a flint with me or matchboxes with me, and sometimes when they're wet or cold they don't light, and it's always been miserable. But this innovation which Sree LPG has brought in is something which I really like. And the way this canister fits into this whole thing, watch how easy it is to fit this whole thing over here. It takes me less than 20 seconds to fit this in. That's it, it's on. And all I have to do is turn it on and switch this, and it's burning. That's it. You don't need anything more than that. And to switch it off, I turn it off, I take it back in my hand, it's out. I did this whole thing in less than 30 seconds. And that's the beauty of this innovation. So who is this good for? It is meant for those who are trekking DIY or do it yourself in a group of friends or on your own. You're going anywhere across the country, even in the Sahyadris or in the Himalayas. This is a godsend gift because this can make you independent. It can make you absolutely versatile with your cooking, and you don't have to worry about cooking anymore. Nowadays you get a lot of premixes food available in the market. You just have to take them and start cooking. All you need is one of this, one vessel, and that's it. And that will make you a complete independent DIY tracker.